Welcome to Evergreen Stingless Bee Farm. We're working JV with Liangki Farm as well to produce stingless bee honey. This location is in Mante, Negeri Sembilan. Been operating here for about 17 years experience doing stingless bee farm. We are very blessed. This place is very rich in flora and fauna. Mainly, we are located in the 100-meter elevation of acacia forest, as well as a lot of wild jungle trees surrounding area in the valleys. Food is plentiful. Production of honey is fantastic. Bees are very efficient. Plenty of honey, plenty of pollen. It's just overall fantastic honey altogether. Basically, there are two different categories of bees in this world. One is apis bee, which is sting bee. The other second category is called stingless bee or Meliponini. This farm has got 100% stingless bee and stingless bee honey production. We dedicate to stingless bee because stingless bee are far more important and nutritious in terms of honey production. Now, there are altogether 600 species of stingless bee in the world, located in the tropic and subtropic area. Places like Puerto Rico, Brazil, Amazon area, certain part of Australia and northern area has got 9 species of stingless bee. Malaysia and Southeast Asia has got about 60 species of stingless bee in total. This farm has got 17. Very special. It's a study and research center. A lot of university professors, they come by here who specialize in stingless bee honey. They come by here, they try the honey, they try studying the species. They do a lot of species development here. So this is also, in short, one of the development centers for stingless bee in the whole of Malaysia. 17 species of stingless bee in one location, very rare. This is one of the very few and the top in Malaysia. You see, there are a lot of people didn't realize there's a big difference between the honey coming from sting bee and stingless bee. Now, when we look at the scientific data, the honey from the stingless bee are far superior as compared to sting bee. One of the main components, for example, coming from stingless bee is actually the trihallulose or the simple sugar. Trihallulose, based on the elements they have studied and they have done the research in Australia, it shows that it has very low GI, low glycemic index that does not cause a spike in the sugar when you consume. So it's very safe for diabetic patients to consume honey. When you try to do same for sting bee honey, it's very different and results are very different. For stingless bee honey, it contains a fifth sugar element which is called trihallulose. It's got a bit of special sugar inside that can result in conversion of low glycemic index sugar to protect your body against cancer or foreign agent that is affecting harmful to our body. The sugar coming from stingless bee honey has got more powerful antioxidant. It's got a lot of flavonoids content that help us to build our immune system. This is Itama that we are opening up to harvest honey. As you can see, tower is open. We will start progressing with the harvesting now. And this is the honey pots. So these are 100% propolis. These are all matured honey. So we will harvest one by one. And this is 100% propolis. It's basically tree sap that has been processed by the bees and they make into honey pots. Inside the honey pots, they'll fill up the honey or the bee pollen. So what we'll do today is basically harvesting honey from the honey pots that is matured, about 2.5 months to 3 months. So the process of harvesting is very simple. We will on the pump and suck it. These are generally 2.5 months to 3 months honey pots. Each harvest will give you about between half a kilo to 1 kilo every 2.5 to 3 months. So the production is very low. As compared to apis bee, which is a sting bee, by contrast, each harvest will contribute between 5 kilo all the way up to 15 kilo depending on the size of the hive. So apis bee gives you a lot of honey. Stingless bee gives you less honey but more nutritious. Very high medicinal values. And all these are basically propolis 100%. Now, as you can see the balak here. These are coming from the orang asli and this is the topping. Now, how the process normally works is the orang asli will harvest this balak from the logging area. They don't chop down trees. A lot of people are mistaken. They think that orang asli chop the trees. Actually, the people that chop the trees are the loggers, the concession-owned to chop down trees to sell as food to overseas. So what they do is, honestly, they take the remainder of the stumps that's got hole inside. The hole inside usually got a nest. So honestly, we'll cut the remainder of the bala. They'll bring here, we do some quarantine, and then we'll slice the bala. We'll put an additional box here for them to build additional honey pots. So when we do harvesting, we do not destroy the bees. We only harvest from the top part. So sustainability purposes, it will go for a long term. Basically, this log, once we save, it will last for about 5 to 10 years. Now, if the logs are in terrible condition, that means all broken apart, the bees are still there, what we do is very simple. We will transfer everything into the box, just like this one here. We will transfer all the entire nest into the box here, and this is called hive box. So moving forward into the future, for sustainability purposes, ideally bees that are not comfortable or in bad condition logs, we will transfer everything in the box like this. So the bees are comfortable, they don't fly away. Apis bees, the sting bees, are very different. They tend to be migratory, so it's very difficult to sustain them to be in a box. If you want to sustain them, you have to feed them sugar water, or any related sweetener. That's one of the main reasons why we don't do sting bee here. As an example, this is a live tree with live Itama species in the wild. So what happened is, if it's in the jungle, these are normal trees. What happened is, the loggers, they will come by, they will cut the trees. When they cut the trees, they will find they are hollow inside. You know, trees, when they grow as a seedlings, when they grow bigger and bigger, there's a slight defect in the tree when they grow up, and the cavity will become bigger and bigger. As a result, the bees will find this cavity as a home for themselves. So that's why they built. Inside here got cavity. So when the bala folks, they come by, they cut down the tree to take to the sawmill. When they cut, they see hollow. When hollow, they will just abandon. They will cut further up here to make sure it's solid. Then only they will remove the solid to the sawmill. The hollow part, they will leave in the field, in the jungle area. Orang asli will come by and cut this part here with hollow, with the hive. They will bring to this place to save them. So it's very simple. We are actually saving the bees. If you do not cut the stumps left over by the Balak people to bring here, there will be exposure of elements, the sun, the rain. It will kill the beehives. It will kill the bees, and hence depletion of bees. Tetragona bigami is very straightforward. We harvest, we pump into the tank. The honey feature is very simple, very aromatic, very watery, high humidity content, but very high tree allulose. When we do the testing, it contains about 3 times amount of tree allulose element, which is compared to other species at the sea level. Now, tree allulose is a very essential component because it has traces of elements known to fight cancer, and this research has been done in Australia. Lately, a lot of research has been done in UMT Terengganu under Dr. Samsul and Dr. Zulkifli Mustafa in USM Kelantan, analyzing about the anti-cancer properties and also useful in post-chemo patients. Fantastic results so far shown. Okay, now we are opening up a hive box. The hive box, as a result of transfer from a damaged log into the hive box, the entire colony is moved from a damaged bala into the hive box. Now let's have a look inside. Now this is a full-fledged colony. Now as you can see in this box hive, it's exactly 100% as per bala in the jungle. So when you look at the box hives, everything is here. The propolis are here, honey pots are here, the brood cell, which is the eggs, are here, the queen cells are here. All the soldiers are working. Now do they attack you? They don't attack. These are all stingless bees. See? All the bees are working. These are the bees with pollen. These are the bees with pollen. There you see carrying the pollen. You can see yellow color. Now what we do is we harvest the honey from here. When the bees are sick, you can straight away tell. But if you do in a bala, you cannot tell. So one look, you see all, whether the bees are healthy, whether it's cleanness, whether the honey is crystal clear, whether the propolis are shining in color. If the propolis are dull in color, signs of moisture, that means the bees are not doing well. These are the bee pollen, which is a source of food for the queen and babies. So this sort of food is very rich in B12 and high pack energy. So if human being consume we get extra energy. Queen normally consume this and prolong their life up to 5 years span. Workers bee, normally their shelf life is, their life cycle is only 90 days. So you can imagine between 90 days and 5 years. So the contributing part is actually the bee pollen. So this is sustainable format in the future, moving forward, 5 to 10 years to come. Okay, honey once harvested, full tank. From the harvesting tank, we will filter the honey prior to bottling. So filtration is very important, must be totally hygienic. All the bottles before we use, we clean with hot water. Then after that, we rinse also with sodium bicarbonate to kill all the bacteria. So we air dry, and then filtration of honey upon harvest. Now you can see the honey is all very clean because we harvest directly from the pot. There are a few methods harvesting honey, but I think ours is most hygienic because we directly harvest from the pots. That means the honey flow directly from the pots into the holding tank. Okay, filtration in progress. Okay, all right. Yeah, normally we use smaller jars so that we monitor any debris inside. So we remove all the debris. The honey is crystal clear, golden yellow in color. Double filtration, make sure it's entirely clean. Right? Now the process of bottling is very simple. We bottle 500 grams per bottle. So, you know, Lengy will show you how it's done. 500 grams. Okay. Yeah, we normally have to gradually fill the bottle because the honey liquidity is okay. Alright, 450 grams, no less than 500 because it's always retail bottle 500 grams, but we do a bit more wholesaling as well. Okay, 500 exactly, there you go. Alright, sealing, closure. Alright, that's completed. And then tamper-proof stickers. We will stick one on the cover as well as to the bottle, like this. The line is right in the middle here. Yeah. So when you do this kind of sealing, we ensure that there's no tampering of honey. That means people buy, if they open, we know straight away already the stickers will be destroyed. So tamper-proof stickers, very important. And then it denotes acacia honey and stingless bee bottle, as you can see from here.
LKFresh, healthy honey every day.